So I asked NASA, as a journalist, I'm doing a documentary about the moon landings, which was true, and send me everything you got just from the first moon mission, figuring if they made a mistake, they're more likely to have made it the first time because they never faked it before. So I meticulously went through everything, and there's very little footage. There's only like 20 pictures of an astronaut on the moon in the first mission. And you get the same footage over and over again. Well, my source at NASA believes a whistleblower sent me a tape. I pop it in, it says, do not show to the public on the screen. And they're faking being halfway to the moon, dated 2 days into the flight. All the astronauts are on camera, and they're using a 1 foot model that to make it look like the Earth's floating in space, and they're looking back at it from a distance. They never left Earth orbit. And what a surprise, 55 years later, they still cannot leave Earth orbit. That's why there's mannequins orbiting the moon. So I'm like, oh my gosh, they really did fake the moon landing. How sad is that?
Hello, Apollo 11. Houston, Goldstone says that the TV looks great. Over. Okay, Roger. We're nothing in on Earth.
Okay, so what we're seeing here on the right-hand side is allegedly the Earth floating in space. But in fact, that is a circular window of the spacecraft. You can kind of see the thickness there at the bottom. And they've moved the camera at the back of the spacecraft, and they turned out all the lights. And you're seeing part of the Earth outside of a circular window, but it looks like the Earth floating in space from a distance. And this is the footage that we uncovered that proves that they never left Earth orbit, because there it is right out the window, and they're faking being halfway to the moon. They allegedly have the lens at the window's glass to shoot the tiny Earth far away. But when we show the final clip, you'll see that the camera's at the back of the spacecraft. All these segments we got were unedited. They only showed about 10 seconds of this to the public. That's why it says do not show to the public at the beginning of this unedited reel. Now, what you just heard, and you can play it again, is the talk, is because they're in Earth orbit, only a couple of hundred miles above the Earth, they would have an instantaneous conversation with NASA. Like, I might say, hello, how are you? They would say, I'm doing fine. How are you? I'm doing okay. But they're supposed to be halfway to the moon or 136,000 miles away.